Alright, it's BC Buds, Amra, HDKG, and Devesh.
Podcast number 3.
Pipe bombs. You guys, what's up? Holy fuck!
Yo, what's wrong with this guy?
Pipe bomb.
Yo, we're keeping that, right?
Alright, let's go.
What you mean by pipe bombs, man?
The pipe bombs that we sent to
Clear your throat, come on, sound it out,
This guy spilled his water everywhere too, man.
Sound it out.
Hilarious.
That was isn't that like that? That's the exact same reaction we always have, like on Discord. Like you spill it, you're like, oh fuck! Like everyone knows you spill something.
Everyone has that exact same reaction when they spill some water, man.
Anyways, pipe bombs for they were sent to Hillary Clinton's house, Obama's, the CN offices. What are pipe bombs even like? Bombs like in a pipe?
Honestly, I have no idea, dude.
Yo, your guess is as good as mine, man. I got no idea.
Let's just go on. It's a bomb.
I mean,
how do you put it? Why would you want to put a bomb inside a pipe though?
I don't know.
I think it's like I think all the particles in it, like or shrapnel, or whatever, like get sent out. Probably that's
particles.
It's like
shrapnel. Sorry, I was trying to think of the word.
The bomb
when I think of pipe, I think of Mario, dude.
Maybe
like Super Mario.
It's like compressed. Like I think it's actually what Devesh is saying. Maybe.
I'm pretty. Maybe it's something like that because like that's how like it affects the most people or whatever. There's a bomb like one area might affect like a bunch of people, but like
right. So I looked it up.
I don't know.
Basically, it's an improvised explosive device. So because the pipe contains low explosives, it can be used to create a large explosion due to containing it with the increased pressure.
All right,
or some shit. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was saying.
It reminds you of the fucking like if you light up a fucking axe ball or whatever and that shit blows up.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, right?
Okay.
But how did this guy find out the address of like Hillary Clinton? And
who was he first of all?
It's some guy from Florida.
Did he send this shit directly to him, or where did this go?
Is it Florida?
Florida, man.
That explains it.
He was from Florida.
They're always from Florida, man, aren't they?
Yeah. The thing is, like, I'm pretty sure the guy was a white guy. So, like, just imagine if the guy wasn't white, it would be called an act of terrorism. But the fact
it is an act of terrorism.
Like, no one's labeling it as an act of terrorism.
You sure? I think people are saying this is domestic terrorism. Like, this is like right-wing terrorism.
Is it?
After they found him? Is he being charged with terrorism?
I don't know. Is that a charge? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I know he was being charged with something and he wasn't granted bail.
I guess they haven't
why did he do
it?
it? You know why he did it?
He had some weird like conspiracy tweets on his Twitter, man. Or it was like
About what?
it wasn't even a Twitter, dude. It was like this knockoff like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Twitter for them only, and it's supposed to like promote like free speech or something. So apparently like all the crazy shit you can't say on Twitter, I guess they say it on that.
What kind of shit was he saying?
Fuck if I know. He's talking about like Trump supporting Jews and shit. Like it was weird, dude.
So he's a Trump supporter?
No, he thought Trump. I guess he said at first he was a Trump supporter.
Is he like even worse than like a Trump supporter, basically?
He sounds like one.
He said he was a Trump supporter, but then Trump started like supporting too many Jews or some shit. So then he's like, first they came for my this, and I did not fight back. You know that stupid ass tweets?
Yeah.
He did one of those, and he's like, they came for me, but no one was there to defend me. He's writing those kind of crazy conspiracies, but like replace the actual quote with reasonable stuff and add like his Jewish Trump conspiracies and shit.
Sounds like a neo-Nazi to me.
He's like
Dude, I don't know if you
probably.
did you guys see his van, yo? It was crazy,
half
man.
retarded, half Nazi. What?
Oh yeah, I found his thing, man. His social media.
Right?
He says, yeah, it's just about Jews, man. I don't know why these guys have this weird obsession with Jews.
Wait, so the bomber had a weird thing about Jews, or
Yeah.
the shooter? Because
I guess they both did, man. All these like weird conspiracy theory guys like have this fetish about Jews, and it's weird because they also have a fetish about Nazis.
That makes sense, I guess. I mean, Nazis do fucking hate Jews. So.
No, but like they hate Nazis and they hate Jews, so it's like really
they
weird.
hate Nazis?
Yeah, they always use Nazi as an insult. It's not like they want to be a Nazi, right? Like conspiracy theorists.
They don't consider themselves Nazis. They just have Nazi tendencies, you know.
I'm not talking about neo-Nazis. I'm talking about conspiracy theorists and shit.
I guess I'm trying to think. I'm trying to like figure out what their reasoning is. Is it because like they're such conspiracy theorists? They hate the government, and like people say the Jews like have all the money.
they run the world.
He tweeted this thing saying Jews are waging a propaganda war against Western civilization.
I knew it.
And it is so effective that we are headed towards certain extinction within the next 200 years, and we're not even aware of it.
Yeah,
the hell does
that
that
makes
even
more
mean?
sense.
I know,
I know that.
weird shit, man.
Because I've heard that.
Did he expand on that?
Yeah, he did. He said Trump is a globalist, not a nationalist. There is no MAGA as long as there is a kike infestation. That's his quote, by the way.
Hike is a Jew, right?
That's a racial slur to Jews. That infestation too. That's really weird. You know, there's only like 8 million Jews in the world. Like a really low number or something like that.
Yeah, it's
Or in America.
I remember looking at the number up. I was so surprised to see that number.
Yeah, so like, why are people like so scared of Jews and shit? It's like, it reminds me of that Borat scene. You remember Borat where he's throwing money at the cockroaches and he's like thinks they're Jews?
I don't remember
Fucked
that.
up. Yeah, I hope I'm not tripping and like this actually happened. Like the actual scene is hilarious, but now I just sound like a racist. Let's
Yeah,
just
you
go to
do.
the next
Pretty
topic.
sure you are, man.
It's okay though. I mean, it's not like okay. Well, we didn't know that. Like, well, I didn't even know the kite.
Yeah,
was
I watched it when I was in grade 6, so like I can't get punished for that, right?
So do you think this guy and like the Pittsburgh shooter had something in common then? Like,
Yeah, they're both like weird conspiracy theorists, man. I don't know if you guys saw this guy's van. It was crazy. It had pictures of like Dick Cheney, George Bush, and like fucking I don't know about George Bush, but like Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Obama, with like targets on their faces and shit. It was
Jesus.
fucked. People, this one woman was on Fox News, right? And apparently he sent her death threats, and she asked Twitter like, "Yo, dude, this guy's fucking sending me death threats and shit. Ban this guy's Twitter account." And Twitter's like, "Well, we reviewed his account. We don't see anything fucked up here."
Fucking.
At least
then
we're caught now.
And the next
Yeah.
thing you know, the Always Sunny in Philadelphia theme plays. It goes to that.
I don't get that reference, but
It's like they always say something, and then the opposite happens, like in the intro.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm glad he got caught at least. Some justice out of this.
You know what's crazy, man?
That's what you consider justice.
All these fucking like Trump supporting conspiracy theorists, they always have the same pattern every time, man. I'm not talking about the guy that did it, but like the response to this guy. They always do this, man. They fucking before it comes out who it is, they say like, "Oh, it was probably a Muslim that did it, a Muslim terrorist," right? And then it comes out that it's a white guy, so they start saying, "Oh, it's a false flag, it's a
Oh my
hoax, he's a
God.
crisis
That's the worst,
actor,
man.
this isn't real, some bullshit."
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that? You must have seen that by
Yeah,
now.
I have seen that, and they also talk about like mental illness.
Dude, they share like photoshopped like pictures and shit saying like, "Ah, this guy was a left-wing Democrat."
Like,
And then it comes out that this guy was posting right-wing conspiracies against like Jews and shit, some Nazi conspiracies and shit. It's like that thing, man. Like, there's so much bullshit out there. Like, I don't know if these guys actually genuinely believe it or they just brainwash themselves. What happened there? I don't know, man.
I think they're brainwashed, man. Because like the fact that you're fucking sending explosives, like you're legit so committed that you're basically
No,
brainwashed.
I'm talking about the people that like say this is
support-
fake.
yeah.
Supporters.
Yeah,
They
the
say it's
culture.
like they don't technically support it, but they're like minimalize it by just saying like it's fake, it didn't happen, like it's just conspiracy, right? A lot of people say that this sending bomb thing was staged. And it's usually right wing people that say it's staged all the time. These crazy conservative
them
motherfuckers.
supporting
man.
him. Is that what you're saying? Like
Sorry?
them supporting him?
No.
Those people?
Like, so how it starts off is like what he's saying, like how they say he's a left wing or whatever. Then it comes out he's a right winger.
Yeah.
But then like it's how they like how those people react to it. Like they say
after the fact. when
they
find
say,
out.
it wasn't that bad. Oh, it was a false flag. Oh, he didn't kill anyone. Oh, blah blah blah. This, that.
I guess
Like before any info comes out, they treat it as it's legitimate, it's whatever.
I see,
And then
I
it
see.
comes out that it's one of their own. And it possibly it could have
They
been
can't,
true,
'cause,
right?
yeah, they
It
wanna,
must have been fake.
They want to like show everyone that the right wing people are not that bad. There's such like hate, like sides, man.
It's really how people can convince themselves, and all these guys that are saying it's fake, they actually think they're right. They actually think like this is fake, that this never happened. It's ridiculous. It's actually mind blowing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is ridiculous. We saw it on that show. What was that show again?
Who Was America?
Who Was America?
Yeah.
Like we saw like how fucking like brainwashed some of these people are. Like they're mainly right-wing people.
Especially the pro guns.
And the pro gun guy, the kindergarten guy.
This is
I don't know if you saw it
The
eventually.
kindergarten.
No, I haven't seen the show yet.
this is the kind of shit that happens when you only use like Facebook and Twitter, and you only surround yourself with people that have the same views as you. You never
like
see,
an echo chamber.
yeah, you never see anyone else with a different kind of viewpoint. So to them, they only get spoon fed a certain kind of information. And the funny part is, a lot of these guys think that of the main like general population. That's it's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
The Devesh, it's so funny. You should watch it. Like one of the parts, the kindergartens, the Borat, he dresses up as like this Israeli soldier, and then like he convinces like this one congressman that he's gonna like sell, or in Israel they have to train kindergartners, 5-year-olds how to carry guns. And he's just like, yeah, we should implement the US too. Like,
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then there's like this pistol, like a face of like a puppy on there, like a stuffed puppy. And they call it like the puppy pistol.
Oh my god, dude.
You have to watch it.
It's so funny.
So
And then there's like an assault rifle. He call it, what does he call it? Like the dino rifle or something? And there's like a huge
remember, man.
dinosaur on top, like a stuffed dinosaur.
It's so strange how they can convince these people to do these crazy ass things, man.
Yeah, like the guy, like he became part of the commercial for kids.
Yeah.
Like he was with Borat doing it.
Dude. So funny that the guy who was Borat, Sacha, convinced one congressman that Muslim terrorists are scared of people who are gay. So he convinced them that when a Muslim terrorist comes to like attack you, all you have to do is like drop your pants and charge towards them. And this guy actually did. He showed his bare ass on national television.
He's a legitimate congressman.
Yeah, and he had to step down after that.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking though, like, you know how like we, or like how they think of us as the left side as like all liberals? I feel like a lot of us do the same thing for like, we think a lot of them, the right wings are like hicks.
Things, liberal, like, it's not really left wing, it's supposed to be center, right?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Communism's like complete
That's
left.
the thing. In the States,
I should fix what I'm saying. I mean, like in America, I think a lot of the right wing, not all, but I think a majority think that the Democrats are all like liberals. You know what I mean? Like liberals, like Greenpeace, like and stuff like that.
that's the thing, man. When you only have two sides that realistically have a chance of winning, it basically turns into like a sports team almost. My team versus your team.
Exactly, yeah.
These guys,
And you like make the other side look so bad.
people don't vote for the guy that they could have a guy at the other party that supports their values better, but like once you have a chosen team, some of these people, no matter what, they're just gonna defend the guy.
You know, Democrats had the South
Way back in the day, like
in the 60s, like, but
60.
yeah, JFK was a Democrat. So was, but and he won the South.
I know initially,
And after he was assassinated, his vice president Lyndon Johnson took over, and he gave civil rights to black people, and that's when the South lost the Democrats and Republican became. Because Abraham Lincoln,
they flipped, yeah.
Because Abraham Lincoln,
That's it. You ever see Kanye tweet that one text message where the guy's like, Republicans freed the slaves. But at the time, the parties weren't the same. They were the opposite, essentially.
Yeah.
So when you say that the Republicans were the ones that freed the slaves,
Like 200 years ago.
it's 200. The parties don't even stand for the same thing anymore.
Yeah,
They're basically flipped now. So like, there's a lot of misinformation. I think, man, Kanye pisses me off with that shit too. He never mentions anything, like any policy, nothing. The only reason he hypes up Trump is because of the message that Trump sends. Like, this fucking random nobody never did anything about politics in his life, just came and won an election. So the guy like Kanye, that blows his mind. Like,
I think he's trying to ride his popularity and hopefully.
Kanye's like one of those narcissists. He definitely wants to run for president, 100%.
Yeah.
He thinks like, oh, I'm gonna change the world. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But he's like selling his soul, wearing a MAGA hat, singing fucking, I'm giving up my slave name.
He does that a lot. I noticed. Like, I don't know about like the past, but like now, like he'll just say like stuff that sounds right or sounds like.
I don't know if it sounds right.
Like edgy, like the Republican thing, for example.
Yeah.
Like in his brain, he thought it was legit, but he doesn't take the time to like actually look into it.
That's another
That's
thing.
so
No one
fucking dangerous. 'cause he
Nobody
has
looks
such
into
power.
it nowadays. a lot of these guys, they like watch these YouTube videos. Ben Shapiro verbally executes liberal green-haired college feminist professor on the street like the degenerate she is. Like there's some weird like fucking 4-paragraph titles, all caps lock, Ben Shapiro. And all these guys want to see is someone get like triggered and owned and clowned and shit.
Yeah.
And
The
some of those
comments
videos are
obviously.
funny. Like I watch them myself sometimes, but some of these guys, like, it's like when a comedian makes a joke, some of these guys take that as like a fact. You know what I mean? Like they take it as like a valid argument. Some of these videos aren't supposed to be completely valid arguments. They're just, I mean, Ben Shapiro and all these guys, they're debating like kids essentially. Ben Shapiro went to law school. He's like an actual, like he's a smart guy, right? He went through school, at least in that sense, right? Because sometimes he does have misleading arguments, but he can't speak though. He's smart enough to speak. Like he's a good debater. But some people take his word like, because the thing is, some of these kids have the shittiest arguments. Anyone could look like a fucking genius against them.
It is because Shapiro or like I think Stephen Crowder, like they'll go to universities and then they'll be ready to go. Like,
That's
they
the
have all
thing.
this shit, and these kids are just like, these kids see like what they're talking about, what they stand for, and they just want to go like, then they want to like just express their opinion, and then they lose these arguments really badly.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, exactly. He comes in with all these stats off the top of his head, like he has everything memorized. Like he doesn't go in just off the bat like nothing, right? So it just looks very like one-sided, as if like all these liberals like are really dumb, and then this one guy's like triggering them all with his facts and knowledge, executing them on the street verbally.
I don't know.
Speaking about Trump, yes, what is he doing? He's sending 5,200 troops to the southwest border in Mexico,
Why?
just to stop like the Mexican immigration into people. Yeah, from jumping in the border to the United States.
You said 52,000, right?
5,200.
100?
Oh, 100, okay.
No, that's a lot. You don't.
No.
You know, guess how many soldiers are in Syria?
I'm not downplaying it. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, I was confused for a second.
Guess how many soldiers are in Syria right now?
4,000?
Like fucking
2,000.
200. Oh.
2,000 soldiers. And he's sending 5,200 soldiers just to man the Mexican-U.S. border.
Yeah, you know
I guess you could build a wall.
I'm wondering, why do you need these soldiers when you could just have a wall? What happened to this fucking wall?
I don't know.
I thought he's building a wall. What happened with that?
Mexico's going to pay for it too, right?
Did
What happened
he-
to that?
Mexico's gonna pay for the soldiers.
Did he end up lying again or something? Trump would never
Trump
lie.
never
right?
lies. What are you talking
The
about?
thing is, it's so funny. He tweeted an invasion for our country and our military is waiting for you. That's what he tweeted out.
Wait, what
Dude.
did he tweet?
He tweeted out an invasion for our country and our military is waiting for you.
Yo, now that you mentioned Trump and this tweet, I just realized, did you guys hear about that thing where some U.S. spy agencies were saying that Russia and China are eavesdropping on Trump's like phone? So they're gathering like personal information from his phone calls and shit.
So how did they even do it?
I don't know. Did you guys hear about the other shit recently where these Chinese were like implementing these chips into like Apple computers and like all these other random crazy ass computers? You saw that shit, right? You know anything about that?
Honestly, I don't read shit about anything. I just
It's
like,
weird, man. They had this really tiny ass chip and they're like stealing all this data and shit from all these different companies. It's fucked up, man.
I know China does that with their own population they have. But I didn't know they were doing that abroad.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. And so they're like saying like these Russians are like using his phone calls and what he's talking about to like influence policies and shit. Dude, Russia is crazy, man. They're like, they have their fingers in everything, man.
Yeah,
they're like geniuses, but like fucked up geniuses.
Yeah, they're literally fucked up geniuses. Fucking, they actually do have, like, you always hear of Russia all the time.
But this whole Trump thing, I think, is because the midterm elections are coming up, and he's still trying to gather his votes. So he just sends soldiers down to Mexico just to show, like, actually doing his thing. Yeah.
Midterm elections are just like polls, right? They're just like to see how he's doing.
No, they re-elect like I think it's the senators and congressmen or something.
Oh, those guys. Okay.
The House.
And then like that could be like a depiction, like if like Democrats win majority, like it'll see like how the country's feeling.
Right now, I think pretty much every form of government in the States is all Republican now, right? After the Supreme Court, where they just got that, what's they got? Brett Kavanaugh or some shit?
That rapist?
Yeah. Dude, did you hear about him? Like what he talked about exactly and all that shit.
Like
You think?
for
Brett
his
Kavanaugh
thingy,
Supreme
his
Court?
case or whatever, or like
Yeah,
recently.
case.
Oh, I don't even. I just know like
He
he
was
like
lying about a lot of stuff, man. It's a
Yeah.
Supreme Court guy, right? He was on, I guess
He nominated.
he's being nominated, and I think Trump like nominated him. I'm pretty sure the president does that.
Yeah.
And so what happened is a woman came out. Her last name was like Ford, and she came out and said some shit like, "Oh, he raped me right back in the day." And obviously, people are skeptical. And I mean, you have a right to be skeptical, right? Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't be skeptical. But yeah, was saying some weird shit, man. He's like making up lies and shit on the spot. He got caught lying multiple times. I think he said like, oh, I didn't really drink in
Yeah, he
high
said he
I
never
didn't drink
drank
in
at
high
all.
school or university or some shit. And then people were saying like,
his roommate came out and said that he used to drink so much.
his
and he
roommate's
was
like, yo, this guy used to get blackout drunk and shit. He
Yeah.
used to get fucked up, man. And then apparently there was like yearbook messages or something about like devil's triangles and shit. And they're like, they asked him live in the court. They're like, can you explain yourself? What is the devil's triangle? And he's like, drinking game. But if you look up devil's triangle, you know what comes up?
Oh, what is it?
It's a sex position that involves two guys and one woman.
Oh, my
Oh.
God.
So why would you lie about that, right?
During the rapist thing, it was him and a friend, right? That did it. I don't know if you looked into it much.
Ah, man.
But
I got
when I looked into it, it was him and a friend that forced the girl.
Um,
And Devil's Triangle is fucking. Oh man.
I wonder
Yeah.
if like Devil's Triangle he thought it on the spot or like his lawyer like prepared him for that answer.
Because
that's like a good answer on the spot,
The
like
lawyer
drinking
probably
Yeah.
like, put him to it because I don't know. These guys are thorough, right? They got good lawyers. They're rich and shit.
The lawyers probably knew like that question's gonna come. So it's-
strange, right? Because if he was innocent, why would he lie at all, right?
Yeah.
And he lied multiple times. That's
And then-
the question.
And then
Yeah,
like
I
after like he got whatever like sworn in, I guess, or whatever happened, like he was
Yeah.
innocent. Even like someone asked Trump, they're like, "Oh, what about like the accusations?" And he just like, "It doesn't matter now. We won." Like, isn't that so fucked up? Like he just kind of like
It's the same thing
Ignore
with
the
it's the
accusations.
same thing with Trump too. Like I keep saying, like stuff even like Trump gets away with lying.
yeah.
He was on video where he's like got caught.
there's
saying,
like
grab
so
her by
many
the
lies.
pussy.
Like
Right? And he denied it. And
A
he
lot
denied
of
it.
people say that line's not that bad. They say they say it was locker room talk, right? It's just guys being guys. But if you listen to the full context, it's pretty fucked. If anyone else said this, if Harvey Weinstein said what Trump said, everyone would be like, "What the fuck? He's a rapist." If Bill Cosby said that, everyone would be like, "Yo, he's a fucking rapist."
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't even wait. I move on them like a bitch." Because when you're a star, you could get away with not anything you want. He literally says that when you're a star, you could get away with anything.
Exactly what I'm saying. Like with them lying, getting away with them, it's just like backs them up, like showing like they have like such a like position
People
of
have like
power.
mental
where they can get
gymnastics,
anything.
man. Especially after all this Hollywood rapist and shit came out. I know this one Trump supporter. After all this Hollywood rapist shit came out, he's like, "Yo, see, if that's true, there's rapists in Hollywood. Some of these fucking politicians must be pedophiles as well, right? You ever hear about that Pizzagate shit?
yeah.
So this guy's like, oh, they must be pedophiles as well then too, right? And I'm like, dude, first of all, just because there's rapists in Hollywood doesn't mean that there are pedophile politicians, right? That
Pretty
the two
bad.
things aren't even like
Unrelated
connected,
as
right?
fuck.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what the fuck you thought
and
of
two,
that.
you support Trump. So how does that even make sense? This guy himself he was in Hollywood himself. He was a fucking TV star himself. And he said his own rapey shit too. So there's
It's
like a
probably
little
both then,
cognitive
right?
dissonance there, right? Like
Yeah.
I swear the only guys that follow that Pizzagate conspiracy are like right wingers in the first place. Because if they actually cared about like sexual assault and shit, they wouldn't be supporting Trump and all these fucking Brett Kavanaughs and like Roy Moores and all them fucked up.
What's that Pizzagate thing again?
So what happened is some emails were leaked about this guy, I think John Podesta or some shit. And in the emails, they're talking about pizza a lot, right? And ordering pizza is a conspiracy theory. And people say it's code for, or cheese pizza or something is code for child porn.
Yeah, I remember.
And there's a lot of conspiracy saying like, well, it doesn't make sense what they're saying in their messages. It's got to be code.
Yeah.
And so that's where it all came from.
Between the emails were between.
Yeah, between John Podesta and I guess secretaries. I don't know who the fuck, man.
It's
I got no idea, man. But the point is
the same thing that we were talking before. It's like they just want like the other side to look bad, and then that makes them minimize what their people are doing.
Yeah.
The exact same thing as before. It's like a legit like trend.
Crazy. Like Trump is already like halfway through his term already.
Sorry, this is going back to the Pizzagate thing. Like, I just googled it, and like on Wikipedia, it says it just says like it's been debunked by like a bunch of organizations.
That's the thing, man. I told this guy, I'm like, yo, it's not even real. It's been debunked so many times. Like some of those leaked emails, there were some other like conservative like politicians saying some shit like, I remember one of their things was, why did Obama order 40,000 hot dogs to the White House? That has to be code for fucking some pedophilia shit. First of all, I don't know how you get a fucking leap that big from fucking thousands of hot dogs to fucking pedophilia.
Yeah,
but somehow maybe they have some like decryption software or some shit. I don't fucking know, right? But okay, maybe that was true. Maybe Obama did order that. Maybe, I don't know. But the thing is, the actual email came out. Obama didn't even say none of that shit. It was another conservative that was talking about Obama. So there's no proof that Obama did any of that stuff. It was just a conservative shit talking about him. And that message got leaked.
He talked about him like ordering 40,000 hot dogs.
He was talking shit about Obama. Maybe it was like some White House like dinner or something. I don't fucking know. But they were just shit talking Obama. And I remember he said he insulted him in a certain way where it was clear that he did not like Obama at all. So I mean, point is he's biased and he's just spreading fake rumors. But I mean, you can't just take everything as fact when, for one, you say it's a code yourself. Like, you admit yourself that it's a code message. So how can you crack the code completely? Like, how do you know for a fact that even if it is a code message, I'm not saying it is, even if it is a code message, which it could be, how do you go from that to pedophilia? You know, some guy actually raided a pizza place because he came in with like a rifle, invaded a pizza place to rescue children. Comes out, there's no kids in there. Because these guys like apparently traced this location because they thought kids were gonna be in there, and this fucking right-wing nut went inside, and I don't think he killed anybody, but he's trying to save kids apparently. But
nothing happened, obviously. Nothing happened. Fucking bullshit.
So just going back to the John Podesta, he's a Democrat?
Or I think he's like he wasn't an actual politician. I think he was just like a political like analyst or like consultant or some shit.
Whatever.
I think he was affiliated, with them.
Okay, that like makes sense because it started with the Reddit, right? Like
it was on Reddit. I remember when it happened.
And then went to Pizzagate or whatever. So that's probably the only reason it even picked up like steam, because like all those fucking Trump supporters just want to like out everyone, expose everyone or something.
They want to expose them on Reddit?
It's strange.
No, just like they want to expose liberals in general, Democrats, right?
Yep.
So crazy. Back in the day, these fucking right wings have taken conspiracy theories over, man. Back in the day, conspiracy theories used to be like government's watching us, chemtrails, like 9/11, JFK, like shit that maybe is in the realm of possibility, right? That's what I want to say, because like JFK is potentially possible. It could happen. Maybe it's staged. I don't know. Maybe there's multiple shooters. 9/11, maybe it could be an inside job. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm not saying none of that. But there's no fucking chance the Earth is flat. How the fuck does that make sense? There's no fucking chance in hell. There's literally no chance.
I don't know, man.
Why even?
You look in a telescope. You look in a fucking telescope. Every other planet is round. The moon is fucking round. The sun is round, and we're on the only pizza in the fucking outer space. Like, how does that make sense?
I don't understand. Like, what's the point? Like, believe.
Just
is it just to like be like stand out? Sort of
no. It's just to like it's those people that are like nutcases, and they like want to believe that like the government is hiding a bunch of shit from us. So they're not telling us what's at the edge of the earth or blah blah blah. This.
You know what's also a problem? A lot of people are trolls. They don't actually believe in it. But then a lot of stupid idiots actually fall for the troll arguments, and they just follow along.
It's funny because like they're like one argument that like they're hiding something for whatever the fake Earth or flat Earth is, like it fuels another argument how they're like lying to us about this. Like even though they're both conspiracies.
The thing is, like the idea of a flat Earth sells. So like they make money off it. Like the people.
This guy named Eric Dubé, he sells so many fucking books on this stuff. He peddles so much bullshit. Alex Jones peddles all these conspiracy theories. I'm pretty sure he sells his own merchandise and shit too, like selling supplements and shit.
What was the thing called again? Did he get kicked off of YouTube? I think
on Twitter. He got kicked off of YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, I think Facebook, a lot of this stuff.
I guess one goes and all just follow. They have to all like kick him off.
It's because he was making threats against somebody. I forget who.
Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't about his like bullshit
Oh.
conspiracies. It was he actually did something
And
apparently.
everyone spins it to make it seem like he's talking about this and that. But even if he was just talking about conspiracy theories, some of his theories were about the Newton, Connecticut, the elementary school, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude,
the-
people were saying in the lawsuit against Alex Jones, the family sued him because they're saying we're getting harassed. People around the country are calling us actors. Can you fucking imagine that?
yeah.
Your kid fucking died, and now this
fucking
fucking
so sad.
asshole's on TV, and he's peddling his fucking bullshit snake oil. And because of that, you're getting harassed by people saying you're a fucking crisis actor.
Even that Florida shooting, the one with the high school, I think, right?
Oh,
Remember,
yeah.
like those kids went on TV and like people are saying, "Oh, they're actors. How are they so composed online
Yeah.
or on TV on screen?" It's like, what do you mean? Like,
The
do you
party
think they
thing?
don't know how to talk because they're in high school? They're not children, you know? Like, the fuck.
Anyways, my final thoughts about this, I was gonna say is 2 years has been Trump in office, right? Like half his term is already up, and he's already like exceeded all my expectations of like stupidity. Like everything,
It was
I knew it was gonna be bad, but I didn't know it was gonna be this bad.
That's the thing. I was on some stupid shit, man.
I don't really
I was
know.
on some Dave Chappelle shit where I'm like, well, maybe we'll give him a chance.
Yeah.
And then I
I
thought,
was too.
Yeah, I was like,
It's because
Honestly, like sorry for cutting you off,
Go ahead.
but my original thought was like, you know, he's probably doing this just for popularity.
Exactly.
And when time comes, he's not really not this stupid.
exactly yeah. Me too. I actually thought that he would actually bring. I think he had brought jobs, but like I thought he would stop the Twitter shit. But I don't see why he keeps doing it.
I thought like, dude, he's gonna surround himself with smart people.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna do anything really fucked up. Other people are gonna make the decision. Maybe the vice president knows what he's doing. Nah,
the vice president's even
I'm a
worse.
stupid
isn't he?
motherfucker.
Mike
Worse.
Pence, he's like a million times worse,
From
man.
what I've heard, yeah, Mike. That's
Yeah. Also, the Dave Chappelle thing is because I watched the SNL episode and I fucking actually thought because I'm a big Dave Chappelle fan, I
Yeah.
believed him. And even Dave Chappelle came out recently. He's like, yeah, I was so wrong about it too. The Trump thing.
and the jobs thing is not even true. Like he's making jobs at the same rate as Obama, but just in different industries. So obviously,
Oh, is that
people in
what it
those
was?
industries like coal mining and all that shit that was dying under Obama, which these are actually dying industries in the first place, right? Like, yeah, with the fucking times, like fuck you and your coal mining ass, like get the hell out of here. Like we need to focus on like renewable energy. I'm just saying that right now. But all right, just went on a little tangent there. But
Yeah.
he's creating jobs at the same rate, but obviously he pandered to those people in those specific fields that are gonna hype him up as creating. Like he's like, oh, he's working for us. He's making us new jobs. He's doing this.
Yeah.
He's doing that.
See,
It's a really slippery slope.
the thing is, the work that Trump's taking credit for. Don't you think it's Obama? Like it takes a long time
Yeah,
for your work
exactly.
to show.
That's like
That's
the
the
big thing
thing.
too.
Like 2 years is not enough for your work to show.
Yeah.
You know what's fucked up? Obama inherited a crisis, the 2008 recession,
Yeah.
off of George Bush's hands. Every time a Republican comes in, fucks it all up,
Yeah.
and then Obama had to come and clean it up.
Well, the recession thing wasn't all his fault, right? Wasn't that all because of the housing bubble and stuff like
But it was
that?
like,
Or is that unrelated?
Well, like
It's a little bit related or no?
The thing is, like it wasn't Obama's fault, but he was elected in 2008.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the George Bush thing. Like, is it?
Oh, well, George Bush like caused a war and like put
Okay,
he
oh,
definitely
put
did,
us in
like-
debt,
Yeah,
right?
he did that. He did that.
What was up with all that bank bailout shit too, or like the Wall Street bailout? Whatever the
Yeah,
fuck
like
they
that
did.
was because like the housing bubble, like they all like how those. I don't know if you guys watched The Big Short or not. But it was like because they had all these like fake like insurance thing, and they're all illegitimate, and then the whole whole market just crashed. But then, like you guys said, the war thing about George Bush, he was an idiot with that. That really fucked us.
Anybody else? Anything else to add?
this is just like super unrelated. I just want to talk about this. Like, you know how they say like Bernie Sanders thing was like, it was unreal or like not possible. I guess you could say whatever.
For him
like
winning?
how he's kind of saying no. How he's saying like, oh, we're gonna get all this money and we're gonna give it to like the poor people, blah blah. And people are like, oh, where's he gonna get all this bullshit money from? Right? This is not real, right? But like all that like the U.S. Army spends like billions of dollars on the army, right? Like where the fuck does that money come from, right? Like how can you like
Yeah.
say this
see
is
that, yeah.
how can you say this money is not allowed, but this huge amount of money is gonna be like possible, right? It's
The
like
thing about like the U.S. militaries too, like I agree, like instead of like putting all that money into the U.S. military, like invest that into NASA or something more productive. But when you're but I understand what the states are coming for you. When you're at the top, people are coming for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Putin wants to be there, China wants to be there, India wants to be there. Even though like India and United States are like allies, right?
Yeah.
But the point is like
all these superpowers.
Yeah. The point is like when you're at the top, you're the enemy, right? So like I kind of get why the best ones in the military, but
this is like related to the army as well. Dude, like, so I was in America the other day, right? And we were watching TV, and they have ads where they're like promoting the military. Like, they're like, oh, do you want to be a warrior? Do you want to be a soldier? Do you want to be brave?
Fucked up,
and it's so fucked up to think about. Like, how can you promote that, right? You know
that.
And then it was mind blowing, like legit.
The biggest thing is, I think the biggest thing that recruits to people to right now are movies. They glorify a lot of the.
You know what else?
That for a long time,
They draw in a lot of young guys, and they offer them like Camaros and shit. Did you hear about that shit?
No, I didn't.
They were offering young guys Camaros, or I guess they offer you a certain amount of money to join or some shit like that. And they're saying like, yeah, you could just buy a car with this, dude. And the fucking 18-year-old kid, obviously, he's gonna fucking take it, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's not mandatory. A lot of countries, Iran, Israel.
Yeah, but those ones, I think you can do any.
They're always in an active war. Like, they're in a state of war, but
I guess that makes sense.
Pretty much. Israel's always in a state of war.
Imagine if it was legit. Like, I'm not sure what it's called, but like when it's mandatory, that's fucking like.
It's banned 2 years mandatory.
What's it called?
Enlistment, I think.
Enlistment.
Sorry, that's the word.
It happened in the war and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, a lot of countries.
But the thing is, like, a lot of people that like, there's so many things that you can enlist into. It's not like you have to go be at the front lines and stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Most of these guys, they don't do shit.
Israel,
They actually do not do shit.
So everyone thinks it's kind of fucked up, and like, oh, you should only be able to volunteer for it. But it's just like, it's not like you're not like 100% to be threatened, and like, you're just doing some bullshit job on the side.
It depends.
Which is like,
even if you volunteer in the States, chances are you're not gonna actually deploy in Afghanistan or some shit, or Iraq. You're not gonna go to the Middle East. Most of these guys, or even if you do, you're not gonna be in a lot of these guys they're not on the front line shooting people or like driving over IEDs and shit.
They're at embassies and
some people are just janitors and shit. Some people are mechanics.
Yeah.
Or cooks or fucking whatever, right?
That too, yeah.
But it depends. Even in Canada, we're volunteers now. But hypothetically, let's say like Canada, we're like in a state of war, like World War II. Like if there's like another war like that, people like us, like young men, like drafted, so we'd have to go unless we want to face.
But nowadays we have equality, so the women will get drafted too. So that's half the chances of us getting drafted now.
Better for us.
That's actually not going to happen.
Yeah,
right?
I think it will a little bit.
It'll never happen.
What's that?
So?
Like, because women are like,
I guess because they have to like
are way more beneficial, I guess you could say, to the
population.
Population, right? Because they're the ones. Because you can have like one man impregnate like.
This guy's getting into some weird sci-fi shit.
No, like one lady can only carry like one kid for 9 months, right? That's like she's out of commission.
But
right?
the thing is like a lot of
it's hilarious.
a lot of these ladies, they're moms too, and they don't not gonna like if you're a mom, it's like a good enough reason for you to stay.
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
No, for sure.
What about dads, bro?
There's no gender equality.
What if your kid has
They're
two
not gonna
dads?
give a fuck, man.
Sorry?
What if a kid has two dads?
Whichever one's more effeminate. Sorry. I don't know. That's what I would think.
I have no clue, man.
Which one's more effeminate? How do you
determine that? I don't know. I'm just saying like which.
You decide between the two guys. Like,
I guess in that case they won't take both. They'll just take one.
Take one.
Yeah. So like either or.
Maybe like rock paper scissors or something, right?
Yeah, because that'd be messing.
They'll let
your dads go. Like,
yeah.
It's probably so easy to just dodge the draft, like just break your leg or something. Like
yeah, of course. I think you have like asthma or something. There's ways to get out of it.
Yeah. But that's a whole nother thing. Let's just. I think we've went far too long.
You guys,
for this.
but so just
going
going back to Trump, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not just Trump. You guys hear about Brazil? They elected this really fucked up
like,
guy.
I heard
he's
about
basically. I don't want to say he's like Trump because this guy is worse, man.
Yeah.
Not only does Trump says some fucked up shit. This guy goes beyond fucked up, man.
The Venezuelan or the Brazil?
This is the Brazilian. His name's Jair Bolsonaro. He says he's in favor of torture. This is what he said. This is what he said. I'm in favor of torture. You know that. This country will only change with civil war, killing thousands. If some innocents die, that's okay. It happens.
It's so messed.
The state of Brazil, though, like, some parts are so bad, though, aren't they? I don't know. I see that, like, a really fucking slippery, like, a really weird situation that he's in. Like, it's obviously not okay. I'm not saying that what he's saying is okay. But, like, that country is a shithole, isn't it, for some parts?
It's really hard
like,
to
the
see.
disparity, the financial disparity is huge.
You're talking about Brazil?
Huh?
Brazil, yeah.
Just wait. This is what he said as well. He said minorities have to bow down to the majority. Minorities should adequate themselves or simply disappear. I don't know if there's a translation error
But
there.
he was
or-
elected?
He was elected,
What does
yeah.
adequate
Oh my
themselves
God.
mean? Like,
I
learn trades like that? Or like
No, I think he probably
No idea.
eradicate.
it might be a translation error or something. I don't know.
No, actually, that wasn't a joke. That was like sorry.
eradicate themselves?
And I'm just gonna keep going with these quotes because they're fucking crazy. He said, "Being gay is result of a lack of beating."
A lack of beating?
Next one.
Yeah.
Will...
Next one? How'd you know there's more, man? Women shouldn't have the same salary because they get pregnant. That one's he wanted to up it a little bit, so he said he told a congresswoman she doesn't deserve to be raped.
He doesn't or she does?
He doesn't, because like I guess she called him a rapist. He's like, you don't deserve to get raped by me. That's kind of weird, man. And another thing he said is, my son wouldn't date a black woman because he's educated.
Actually said that. Oh,
Wait, what
living in the fucking 70s.
Ethnicity is he?
Oh yeah, white man.
No.
Fucking
Like
fine,
Spanish?
Oh, like fucking, like,
Wasn't that
a
rich?
rich,
I got no
rich
idea.
majority.
Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Probably whatever the majority is there, man.
Yeah. I think like African American or like black people are pretty like minority there.
Oh yeah,
The fact that
definitely.
he
Yeah.
said that,
Yeah.
right?
I haven't been to Brazil myself.
That's
Brazil
good
is
to go
fucked
now.
up, man.
Yeah.
Fuck Brazil. I'm not going there ever, man.
Yeah.
End up on one of them cartel videos, dude.
They're in a bad direction. Anyways, a country that's headed in a good direction is Britain.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
I don't know. These
Why do you say that?
European countries are getting fucked up, man, with the lack of free speech. Hey, did you see this one guy, yo? This one guy, he had a pug, right? The dog. And I
Yeah.
guess he taught it a Nazi salute as a joke. And he's threatened with jail time.
That was in,
What?
Where was
Did
that?
he get it?
Was that in
That
Switzerland?
wasn't in Britain, but it's in Europe in general. These European countries all have these fucked up laws. And there's another one where I think might have been Germany, where this woman called Muhammad a pedophile.
Yeah.
And she said that Muhammad married a 6-year-old. So if he's not a pedophile, what is he?
Yeah.
And they took her to court. I don't know who it was exactly. I don't know if it was the government or what, but they took her to court. And then they moved. I guess the trial just proceeded recently. So she's actually gonna get fucked over.
Like jail time.
I don't know.
See.
It's crazy because like you'll hear about stuff like that in North America, I'll say, like Canada, USA, but a lot of the stuff is just like they lose their job. But
Yeah,
jail time is
yeah.
like, heard about jail time, you'd be so surprised that happened here.
Anyways, I think Britain's headed into a good direction.
Tell me why.
Mostly because their plans to introduce a digital tax on internet giants. So, platforms like Google, Amazon, they're all going to be taxed 2% on the money they make from UK users.
Didn't Britain ban pornography?
I don't know what.
I don't think that it was. I know India did. It wasn't the United Kingdom.
Yo, India did in Pornhub. They sent a tweet with a link saying if you want to use it, something like that. I don't know how that works, but like,
Really?
it was a funny little tweet.
That's pretty funny. It wasn't the United Kingdom though, but it's expected to raise £400 million a year. So they're pretty much.
Did it?
Just read it, man. Read it out loud.
Wait, are you gonna talk about the Muhammad thing or?
Oh yeah, you can just continue with
Oh,
that.
I was-
So
I
the
was-
article that Harmy pulled up says, "Yo, I'm ready."
Everything we know about the UK's plan to block online porn.
So there's a plan in motion for
Wait,
UK.
just before we go to that, I just wanted to talk about that lady that said
You looked it up?
Muhammad being pedophile. She's convicted of disparaging religious doctrines, and she was fined more than $500 in a judgment that was upheld on 2 appeals.
Strange,
Oh,
Which
man.
doesn't
Okay.
seem like that
It's-
much,
it's
but
really
it's like
weird.
that's like significant, right? Like
So she didn't get jail
It's really,
time.
it's really strange.
no,
But still $500. Like,
yeah, it's like
you wouldn't hear about that here.
exactly. That's so.
Lost all her job and everything too.
I feel like there's a clear difference between attacking a certain idea and attacking a certain person. If she said something about a Muslim person in specifics, that would be messed up. You shouldn't maybe say that. But even then, I don't think you should be arrested and fined unless you're directly threatening a person.
Yeah.
Sorry, UK's not trying to block online porn. What they're trying to do is restrict access to porn for people who are 18 years or younger. So you just have to prove that you're 18 years old.
Are you sure? Because I remember reading they banned like specific
you can
sex acts and shit, sex positions.
Sorry, you can read through the article right now. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to like
certain positions.
Yeah, they banned sex acts, dude. Look at this one right here. This is recent too.
It's independent though. I don't trust what the independent puts out.
I'm sure Devesh could find in other stores. I've read this for like I've actually read this so often that they've banned a bunch of either sex acts or some weird sexual shit going on with the UK. How they're being like all conservative.
I never guessed this from UK. I never knew that they were like that.
Well, we'll get to the UK about the whole sex thing next week.
Yeah, I want to hear what you're talking about still.
Sorry, about the
taxing.
We'll talk about the taxing, but we're getting off track right now. But but we'll get to that next week.
Sure. Yeah. When it comes up more again.
When we're prepared for that one, but right now they're going to tax 2%, like I was saying, on the money they make from UK users. So platforms like Google, Amazon.
It's really cool, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like,
so where does the money go to?
It just goes to the government, which will go back to the people, right?
Will it?
Wait, what?
I hope so.
So they're gonna tax them based off of what? What
2% of their profit that they make from UK users.
Yeah, but why? They're making money off users.
Yeah, like Google. You know how much money Google like these guys make, and like they're not even being taxed.
Making money how exactly? By selling ads?
Advertisements.
Likely.
Likely. And then like they're not even being taxed for it. They're keeping all the profits.
And why would I, if I was Google, why would I pay the UK?
It's because you get the UK market.
Yeah.
Couldn't they just like?
What do you mean you get the UK market? Is the UK gonna ban Google from all their internet service providers?
I feel like UK's trying to figure out a way just to like
make sure they pay for their own.
I don't think
it's more like a mooch. I'd say.
Don't they contribute already? Like Amazon, for example. I'm pretty sure you pay taxes on Amazon. I know in Canada you do. But in the UK, I'm pretty sure you do as well, right?
Yeah.
Their taxes are ridiculous in the UK. They're like 20% or something, right? Yeah, I think it's called like VAT.
Regardless of that, it seems like now like it just seems like that Britain's just trying to get like find a way to get easy money off of.
I mean, like 2% is not a huge amount, but like
yeah, it's 20% VAT in the UK.
So what is that? Sorry, the income tax is 20%.
No, just when you're buying something.
20% on goods?
Yeah.
Wow.
One thing I like though is apparently they put their prices after tax. The UK.
Yeah, so
I like that. That's a good thing.
Anywhere around the world except for Canada and the United States I've seen, what you see is what you pay. There's no like added tax after that. No like 1099 plus tax BS.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a good way, like honestly, like
it's a smart idea from the government.
If a bunch of like bigger countries went and did that, like as a whole, it would be really good. I think. But like,
I mean, I think Google should already be paying taxes in the United States since they're based off there. But like,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, a lot of these companies like Apple as well, they don't really pay any taxes, man. Fucked up.
It is what it is.
They like fudge their numbers and shit. Like they don't. Is what they do.
They don't profit.
They don't base their company in a specific country, right? Is that what they do, or they base it in like some fucking? Technically speaking, they base it in like some weird like fucking Panama or some shit. Isn't that what it is? I don't know. They dodge their. They pretty much get away with paying like little to no taxes by doing some weird shit.
You see that with the big name soccer players like Messi and Ronaldo.
I think Apple was actually in Ireland or something.
Yeah, but they just paid fine. They didn't get any jail time. They just paid a little fine and then that's it. They're away with it.
Yeah, I'm not saying they did. But I remember that. Yeah, like that stuff like that. Like it just comes in the news. Like you just forget about it. Like it was huge too when you found out all those guys that did that. Like Apple, even if you found out Apple did that, like you're not gonna stop using their products, right? There's nothing you can do about like people like that, or like companies like that. They're so big.
Not even just companies, man. Remember when all that Panama paper shit came out?
Yeah,
When it came
that's what
out,
I'm saying,
every
yeah.
celebrity. Are you just talking about that?
Yeah, like the message,
Okay.
like we don't give, like we didn't care. We were like, oh shit, that happened.
Sorry, I zoned out. I was looking up the Ireland tax.
Yeah.
And apparently, Apple had to pay 14 billion in back taxes to Ireland.
14 billion.
Yeah.
Did they pay it?
Yeah, this fall actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying like stuff like that. Like all these big ass companies, like you'll find out they do this, but it's like you're so dependent on them.
I mean, I think they should be paying more taxes.
Imagine if they all paid their taxes. Like that would be such a boost to like every fucking economy.
Yeah,
Like
It's not even that. It's
actually.
like you restrict the taxes that go on them. I'm strong. I'm like with Bernie Sanders is like for stronger middle class. You restrict the taxes that go on. You tax not 80%.
The
Like
higher ones.
I like Bernie wanted to tax like 80% with the
80%. I don't think you do 80%.
What do you mean exactly? 80% of how much?
of like the elite, the high,
The-
upper class. You
I
want to
can't
tax
see
like
that rule.
80%.
I don't know, man. 80% of like 100 million, you still got 20 million, man.
yeah, but that
Yeah.
just seems like kind of
It's ridiculous.
that's yeah.
You know, currently NHL players are pretty much, if you make over a couple million in BC, you get taxed 50%. So it's not really that much.
Really?
50%.
That was 33%.
50. It's like 45.
I've heard of that though. No, that makes sense. I think it's similar in America too. I believe. Well, not
Yeah.
now because
It's close to 50.
You know, some places are
A lot of the
different in
places you
America.
don't pay income tax, like Florida.
though. Florida's like less.
Pretty sure in Florida you don't pay income tax.
Like I know that, but with the Republican government, they pay you
Yeah.
less for the higher class. That's why, and Bernie's like the complete opposite.
And the thing is, if you're making like, say, 10 million and you get taxed half your income,
Yep.
you're still at 5 million. Your lifestyle from 10 million to 5 million, unless you're blowing fucking money every weekend, is not going to change that much. But if you take someone who makes like, let's say, 50K a year and you cut their income in half,
Ridiculous.
their lifestyle is going to change a lot.
Yeah,
But I mean, I can understand why you'd want to increase percentages on higher incomes. So to
Yeah.
me, it makes sense. Someone who has 100 million is not going to live a different lifestyle than they might have like 5 less yachts, but
50 million. Yeah.
50% seems reasonable, but 80% seems kind of like
That seems ridiculous.
they
That
won't
shit
buy
seems ridiculous to me.
why exactly?
unless it's like above a threshold, like maybe.
So it's just arbitrary in the end, right? So
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like
why not just increase it? Thing is,
Well, it depends on, like,
thing is, it's not going to affect us. There's literally
yeah,
billions
no,
of us.
I'm just saying like
We've been brainwashed to support all these rich millionaires at the top. Like, no, man, you got to be fair. You got to think. No,
That's
it's not
true.
fair for us. It's never been fair for us.
It's not, but I'm still saying like.
But fuck these guys, man. We need to start taking. There's so many of us. Literally, these guys. If you're rich, you don't got to follow the law. Nothing.
Yeah, a lot of these
It's
guys
not
probably
fair at
do
all.
have
Dude,
a
it's
way
fucking
to like
bullshit.
like you're saying fudge the numbers to like make something like that.
I agree. Like
Like 50 Cent, for example, he did the bankrupt thing. Remember, he stood up. He was bankrupt.
Yeah. When you got money, you can
These
just
guys-
get away with anything, man.
Yeah,
It's bullshit.
they definitely know how to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
the same thing.
I agree. Like there's gotta be like a balance, but like and when like the rich have like 100 million,
They already don't pay
Or
taxes, so
billions.
might as well just increase it.
Yeah,
Why not? Maybe the percentage that they do pay taxes in, maybe that'll go up a little bit. So I mean, why not increase it, right? I swear, everyone like always like. I can never understand a regular person arguing for that and getting like frustrated. Like, why should we increase taxes on the rich? That makes no sense to me.
I don't know, man. I just think it's well, obviously like at a threshold like 100 million or something, maybe like 80% seems okay, but like
he was
under
saying that. He was saying like
under
the
like 10,
21%.
like under like 20 million, 10 million, like that. Like it's like
No,
those
exactly.
aren't, like, super
See, the
rich
thing
people.
is, you don't want to say you're taxing a guy that makes 10 million 50%. You don't want to tax a guy that makes 15 million 80%, right?
Yeah,
because
yeah,
he's going to end up making less than the guy before him. You want to set it up so that it grows like incrementally, right?
Yeah.
So you still make more money than the guy before you, but in the end, it's still. You get what I'm getting at here, right?
He was saying, and you can even look it up right now if you want to. He was saying the 1%. I remember looking it up. I think 1% in the US was 300K. And I think the 0.1% would probably be like the millions, right? And he was talking about a lot about the 0.1%. You have numbers? Or?
for Bernie.
Yeah. But even then, whenever you guys talk about Bernie, I just keep thinking about, because I was actually following it, 'cause I was really interested in the Democratic primaries. And there's something called superdelegates.
Oh, yeah.
And Hillary Clinton won
For some
all of them.
reason, before
Yeah, because
the primaries even started, they all pledged to fucking Hillary Clinton.
I think she won, I don't remember, probably
Oh.
90%. I know he won a little bit.
The entire time I was following it too, man. Every news station, everyone, everywhere, website was all saying Bernie Sanders lost before it even began. And even when it was getting kind of close,
A lot of them were really close.
halfway in, they're like, dude, he lost.
She was already celebrating.
Yeah, I mean,
Very fishy, man. They all.
he was given
made
a
her
head
win,
start.
basically.
She was given a head start. And if you tell everyone, oh, she's going to win either way, chances are people aren't going to vote for him, right? They're pretty much just brainwashing people not to vote for him, right?
Insane.
Is she coming back for?
Hope not.
I hope not.
I hope fucking Bernie goes
If you
again.
lose to Trump, that should just be the
You think
biggest.
Bernie's gonna come though?
I hope, man.
I hope so.
I
I hope so.
I'm
Well,
a
he's
huge
old
Bernie
as
supporter.
fuck. Like,
Trump is old too. Trump's like 75 as well.
Someone like Bernie, like
But Bernie looks like old, you know.
like even if Bernie fails, like like his ideas, like they should be at least tried out one time.
Like-
It's not like it's like a fucking like the same to get the government or like the economy. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, like
He's so progressive.
Trump was like a complete 180 from Obama, and then Bernie's gonna be like another 180 from like
Bernie
Trump.
is literally the complete opposite of Donald Trump.
So like the world,
opposite.
the world we see like we're living now will be completely different with like
Yeah.
Bernie in it. It's gonna affect us in Canada.
Bernie
a lot,
was
too.
so much more for green things and just like it's like more about, so like you say, strong middle class, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stuff that like helps all
He's a
of America.
socialist.
Yeah, he's a socialist.
Yeah.
And he wants to try like more like those Scandinavian countries.
Speaking of these countries and all this stuff, speaking of America in particular, you know how they always say they're the land of the free, right? Yeah. Recently, you know how Canada legalized weed? I was looking at the incarceration rates in the States for marijuana, and I think it was in 2016, I think it was like 400,000 people off marijuana possession.
Like 0.1%.
And some of those people were not like a long amount of time, right? But the fact is that above that, it said that in the entire world, the U.S. incarcerates the most amount of people yearly.
It's because they're like all like private and like profit.
Yeah.
So I just got to thinking,
right?
I'm like, all these guys ever peddle is like, we're the land of the free, freedom, America, Bald Eagle, beers, Bud Light, chicken wings, hamburgers. So how are you the most free country in the world
Shit like that, right?
if you're also the most imprisoned country in the world? How does that make sense?
Yeah, it's
all brainwashing, man. Before every fucking football game, bring the military out and just have them sing the fucking anthem.
Have the Air Force like
Have them fly over with their fucking $32 fucking million
They
plane.
also have like in America they have like discounts for everything. Like, oh, you're a military family. Oh, you have discount for this.
yeah.
Oh, you're a military person. Oh, at the game we'll stand up. We'll salute you. We'll give you free.
Yeah.
The only guys I'll salute is if you fought in a world war or something major like that.
thing is,
Then I'll
like,
salute you.
it's back to what I'm saying. When you're at the top, like military is like a huge thing. The Romans, like if you like were in if you're one of the Roman legions, you were like granted land after.
Well, like sorry,
it's just a huge thing if you serve your nation or your state if you're in the military, especially if you're up that high. Everyone's always, and honestly, it's just a way to recruit more people, just so they can stay where they're at.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
but like it's like I don't know the numbers, but I feel like doesn't America spend like more than like every country in the world?
It's like more than Russia, China, Germany,
like all like the superpowers like
yeah,
combined,
all
right?
of them combined. The
Which
United
is, like-
States spends
like-
way more
I don't know that.
on national
Insane.
defense. Yeah,
I don't know if that's legit still. Probably is. Me?
Well, I'm sorry, I just
Regarding like the military.
It probably doesn't have anything.
yeah. But do you know where you can really be free? In Red Dead, you can kill anyone. You can. No, I'm just kidding. But what do you guys think about the game?
I haven't played myself yet, but I mean,
So far, masterpiece.
Masterpiece?
Sorry,
I
like
love it. I think-
cinematography, graphics, and that stuff wise.
that game is just crazy, man. Like you walk around and your fucking feet crunch in the snow. You walk through a tree, your guy moves the branches individually move. I was just standing there walking in the snow and the branches and shit. I'm like, I wasn't even doing anything. I'm just walking in there. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. This is mind blowing, dude.
I saw a clip online. Sorry, this is a kind of spoiler, but not really spoiler. So some guy punched their horse, and the horse kicked them back. Isn't that
Yeah.
so fucking crazy?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm like riding around on my horse and I see some guy who's trying to tame his horse and I'm supposed to go help him, but I don't get there in time to help him, so the horse just gives him one.
Dude, the game is so fucking realistic. I just think like about doing something and you can do it. So I'm like, I'm just walking around. I'm talking to random people. They're actually having conversations back.
Yeah.
You can actually talk to anybody. I get into a bar fight. I'm rolling around in the rain and the mud fighting this fucking hillbilly, right? My guy's muddy as shit. So I thought, fuck, maybe I should go take a bath. I open up the map. I'm like, oh, there's a hotel nearby. I'll go and check if there's a shower there.
Yeah.
I talk to the guy, and an option for a bath comes up. And I click bath, and he's like, all right, we got a room set for you down the hall. I go in. My guy takes a bath. You can scrub your fucking left arm, right arm, your fucking shoulder, fucking knee,
Oh my God.
knees and toes, fucking everything, right?
Yeah.
I come out and my guy's clean. I'm like, dude, this is fucking crazy. We're in the fucking Matrix, man.
Yeah.
All I was gonna say, this is like one of the biggest step forwards in the gaming.
Sorry, this is like related. So like in GTA 5, like I remember there was like on the road missions that you can do, like, oh, like this guy's getting robbed, you can go help them and stuff. And like now they've just improved on it, which is like,
Yeah, for
That
sure.
was how long ago? 5 years ago?
it was
Yeah,
2013.
yeah, 5 years
That's
ago.
insane. Because I remember watching like playing 5, and I was like, this game's so much fun, like so
Yeah.
cool, like so attractive.
It was so cool
because
because
5 years passed.
it had 3 different storylines.
Yeah.
And they're all like interconnect. You play 3 different characters.
Yeah,
Like
that was really
it's
cool.
something you've never seen before.
Some people didn't like that, but
I love that.
I do too.
This game is like the one open world game where I feel like it's actually, it almost feels like it's actually alive in a weird way, man. You
Yeah.
could talk to
Yeah.
anybody, you could do anything. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
You could knock a guy out in a bar fight, pick up his hat and wear it as your own and just leave.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, like when you like get into like confrontation between people, and you have a choice where like you want to help them or spare them, or do you want to just rob them or kill them, and then like your decisions affect how people view you.
yeah.
So you can be like this like
The bad
honorable
guy?
person, the bad guy in the world, or you can be the good guy, which is like
It's cool.
Games-
your actions have consequences. Pretty
Games
much.
are getting crazy, man.
It's cool they had that in Infamous like years ago, whatever.
It's not just games
And,
are getting crazy. There's certain games that like push the threshold of like, you know what I mean, and
Rockstar is one of
there's
those.
certain
and
companies,
Rockstar's like
Exactly.
Naughty Dog's. I feel like is one of them.
yeah,
too, The Last of
certain
Us.
companies do it.
But
Eh,
like
eh.
Rockstar, this is like one of the most innovative games. Like
I'm telling you now, like they're probably the greatest game company right now.
Rockstar,
Rockstar.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
I remember
Not
back
EA
in the day,
Sports. No,
back in the
kidding.
day, back I want to say 2001 or 2002 probably. Really young kid, right? And so my parents would drop me off to my uncle's house, right? Because they'd go to work, and then I think it's in the summer. I'd chill at my uncle's house, and our neighbor, his older brother, had Grand Theft Auto 3 on his PS2, right? So I'd go over and play at their house, and I'd watch them play. And first time I went over, he's playing, and I'm watching him, and I'm thinking, what the heck is this? I'm like, dude, punch that guy. He punches him. Drive over that guy. Take that car.
Yeah.
I was so mind blown. I'm like, you can do any of these things? That's crazy. I never played a game like that. Before this, I played like Super Mario and like GoldenEye on N64 and
Yeah.
shit. Never played a game like this, right? And so that's Rockstar too. That's Rockstar as well, right? Grand Theft Auto 3. So that game fucking blew my mind. And then I want to say on the PS3, Grand Theft Auto 4 came out.
Fucking story, man.
The other San Andreas and the other ones were great too, but Grand Theft Auto 4 just kept building on that, like making this crazy world, like you can do whatever you want. And now when you go back and think about it, the game wasn't even that detailed, right? But at the time, it was amazing. Like it added that multiplayer component where you could anything you could do in the older Grand Theft Autos, you could pretty much do with your friends online. Steal cars, shoot people, shoot each other. You could do anything, do missions, races.
Like, I remember like GTA 4, like I didn't do any like the multiplayer stuff, but like I remember just like the graphics, like looking at it recently, it's like it's been improved so much.
Yeah.
In GTA 5.
My point is that all these Rockstar games, they always blow my mind. Every time, they always somehow push the bar,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Red Dead 1 did it. GTA 5 did it. GTA 4 did it. And now Red Dead 2 did it. Their attention to detail is
Midnight
impeccable.
Club was also one of theirs.
Was it?
Yeah,
that
Midnight
was
Club.
that was
cool.
a sick game too. That was
Yeah.
fun as
Red
fuck.
Dead 1 was what was 2008 or like
2010.
Max Payne.
10? Never ended up playing the first one.
Dude, if they create... So back in Red Dead 1, around Halloween time, they created a zombie DLC, right?
I remember hearing about
And
that.
it was amazing. This is
Yeah.
around like when the zombie hype was at its peak, when Walking Dead was this amazing show everyone used to watch.
Yeah.
Seemed like every movie, every TV show
A
wanted
lot
to
of
do some
movies are
zombie
coming out
things,
there.
some undead type of thing.
But like the best games, especially like the type that Rockstar makes or like Naughty Dogs with like last is like your story. and these guys like have invested so much in the story that actually makes you feel believable, which like brings.
It's really strange because I'm not that far into the game, but it feels like I've been playing forever. It feels like I know all these characters, all these conversations. Like the story is so detailed. Like a movie will not give you this.
Yeah,
a TV show maybe will get halfway there, maybe a little close, but it still will not get you there. Games like this, their stories are so fleshed out. It's insane. It's incredible, man.
A movie, you have 2 hours to build up your character.
Yeah.
TV shows, you have like limited, like half an hour per week or 1 hour per week. But with like games, it's like you invest your own time, right? So you can put an hour in one day, and next day you can put in 2 or 3. Yeah. But like the most important thing most important thing I look at in a game is like story and character development.
I'll definitely say that like movies are probably the least. Like in terms of like immersiveness,
for sure, yeah.
Because with TV shows, there's binge watching now, and like if you find a really good show, you'll legit sit there for like all day just watch.
It's all on Netflix, but if you're watching on TV,
but there's so many easy online things to find, but like online streaming.
Not for everyone though.
I want to add to that. Anytime I see a movie where at the end of it, it gets me emotionally invested into the characters, the storyline, you know that's a good ass fucking movie.
Yeah.
If they're able to do that in 2 hours.
Marvel does well because like they like built their whole universe. You know.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say like they're masterpiece and stuff. I'm saying like the whatever.
The only thing about Marvel that holds me down, they've never really other than Loki, they never really or Thanos, but they really haven't really developed a villain. But like Thanos, they did over a series of movies.
Yeah. And but like, that's the thing. Like they had to build this one huge crazy villain.
But if you look at just individual, like I think like even if you look back, other than Iron Man, I wasn't really invested in Captain America after the first movie or Thor after the first movie or even Hulk.
That's because to be fair to them, they were just starting out. They were testing the water, seeing what they were gonna do. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I see what Devesh is saying, but I feel like Devesh is like a more big fan of that, right? Like,
yeah. But what I'm saying, like the best movies develop characters within that one movie. Like.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean?
But it's hard
for me, something like The Godfather, like Michael is probably one of the best developed characters.
The only issue here is that they planned these other movies in advance, right? Yeah. When you look at a movie, say for example, A Quiet Place, I really like that movie, right? Yeah. At the end of the movie, I actually was invested in the characters. Yeah. And this is just one example. I'm not saying it's some amazing movie, but I just enjoy the movie, right? Sure. But when you look at Marvel movies, they knew ahead of time that they had room to flesh out their characters in the future. So they're not limited to one movie. Yeah. They knew that even just specific characters were going to have sequels before they ultimately met in their blockbuster.
But recently, I agree. The Marvel has done a really good work of like changing the characters. Like if you look at how Iron Man was with the first movie and how he is now, he's developed a lot. The characters grow.
The movie Civil War really helped with that. Like because like they acted like I think that was the first time there was like actual like. Up my mic a little bit, but there's like actual conflict, and you're like, holy fuck, like what's gonna happen now? Like it's not just some fucking villain coming in, like happening. You know what I mean?
But I don't want to get into this. But I just wanted to say that
we'll save this for another day. This is another topic. Movies usually go another topic.
I was saying like I think movies are usually third, and then TVs are second, and then games.
Yeah.
Like you find a good game, man. Like you're sitting there, like it's like 5 a.m. You're playing like finishing missions.
It's crazy because like you can do like anything. Like one day you can spend an hour doing this missions and stuff, and then like you can spend another day just like roaming the world, searching, exploring, and do whatever. Right. Yeah. So like you always need those like factors like.
Yeah.
To me, it also adds another layer onto it when you're not just sitting there mindlessly staring at a screen, right? Obviously going against the stereotype because it's always like, oh, you're just sitting there frying your brain cells doing nothing. But I feel like that's what happens when you're like, for example, it's so common to spend a weekend watching Netflix movies or TV shows and no one says anything. It's like, oh, you just Netflix binge. But I think if you're actually sitting there like solving problems, like a lot of these games, you're actually using your brain, right? You're sitting there solving problems, running around, doing whatever, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more fun.
They're interactive.
They're a lot more interactive. That's what I meant. That's the word I was looking for. They're a lot more interactive and like mentally stimulating. And I like that layer of it. And I'm not saying, obviously, I'm not disparaging people that choose Netflix, right? I'm just saying that that adds it to me personally. It adds another layer.
Either like I feel like are unreasonable, or like a lot of parents who think that like video games aren't doing anything good.
Yeah.
When it's like, but like, I feel like they should take some time. It might be better now, but like when I was younger, like it was like all so violent, adding anything
I think
to it.
research now shows that playing video games helps with cognitive abilities.
I think they showed that a long time ago too, but like there's still such a bad stigma
It's just
against.
the stigma.
I mean, how could
against
they?
it.
How could they not? Pretty much every video game has like some sort of puzzle or logic or something you have to get over.
Even if you're
Right?
not
A
doing
hurdle.
like a puzzle, like playing a game, you're like multitasking. Right? You have to like think what's on the screen. You have to move with your fingers.
mean,
and
you
stuff.
might not-
It
might not-
increases reflexes.
It might not be a direct
Absolutely.
puzzle, but say you're playing a hockey video game, just trying to get past the defense is a small puzzle in itself, right?
Yeah.
That's
Figuring it
mentally
out.
stimulating as well.
Like
You're
using,
always
like,
learning.
like a lot of senses. Like not your obviously not your like your taste or whatever. Using your hearing, your
Yeah.
fucking.
I don't know about you, but I use my taste when I play.
Well, when you're eating and playing, that's different. Right? It's fine.
As a good rebuttal, man.
Going back to Red Dead, I was talking about character development. This character of Arthur Morgan, I've only put like 2 hours into this game, maybe, but I haven't seen much of Arthur Morgan, like, or his history, or I just want to see more of who Arthur Morgan is.
Was he in the first Red Dead?
I haven't played.
Nah,
the first.
dude, I don't think
Oh,
so.
okay, sorry. That's because he was like kind of like referencing stuff like in.
Well,
whatever,
a lot of these characters are from the previous
Yeah,
game.
that's what that's what I was thinking about Arthur
A lot
Morgan.
of these characters.
I hope to spend more time developing this character. I hope he doesn't like show us into his past of who he is. Because if you play The Last of Us, who's the main? I forgot the main character's name. Joel
and Ellie.
You get like who he is right away.
If
I mean, he was a dad who lost his
you
daughter
haven't
and
played
he's like
the-
his broken
yeah,
dad.
if
One
you
years
haven't-
later,
Right,
yeah.
but the thing is, like, you don't know anything about Arthur Morgan. You know he's just kind of like outlaw.
yeah,
It's like sorry if you
I
had
trust
something
their
to say.
process.
you haven't.
I trust the
played-
process too. Yeah, but
I was just gonna. I was gonna make like a tangent to The Last of Us. If you want to just.
it's just one criticism.
I was gonna say like it's like a good sign because like as Arthur Morgan whatever he's like with the other people and stuff like on the journey conquest
in his crew,
he's
yeah.
like asking like about what happened in the past blah blah like it like kind of like tells you that they're gonna explore his past right. It's
about
not
Arthur Morgan's past, or
like
I see him talking about past of the group.
yeah but it
not
might
specifically
but
Arthur
like
Morgan.
if they're gonna like explore the past of like whatever the group like they I don't know maybe I'm just like assuming here right but like
Yeah,
I
the
think they
first
will.
game?
Yeah.
What's
Is that
the
the first,
like,
No, just like in general, like his past.
I finished chapter 1. Don't really have much about Arthur Morgan.
Let me ask you guys this: what's the setting exactly? It's like southern like around the California Mexico border area, right?
Yeah,
Like Nevada,
past,
Nevada, just like really south, right?
What years?
No, like, it's snowing, so I'm assuming
not
something like
Certain areas, sure.
I'm assuming
really-
Colorado,
Probably around there.
Colorado, Montana, because it's snowy. It wouldn't be the south.
The first game had Mexico.
Oh,
in
the
it.
first game, yeah,
And they mentioned certain places in this game that were
Like
in the
New
first
York.
game.
yeah. They
So
mentioned New York.
Really?
Yeah,
they mentioned I don't know, but like this got me thinking though, if it's around that area. You went to San Jose lately, right? Devesh?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was interesting, I would say.
You went there for a gaming
Yeah,
convention,
for
right?
TwitchCon, yeah. It was like honestly, it was pretty cool. I would say the one downside was definitely just the
The pungent. smell.
just there's a lot of
describe
neckbeards,
for these
you know?
describe to these people what a neckbeard is.
Okay,
a
neckbeard is very generalized, but mostly it's just people that literally just stay at home, play the games, do whatever, don't leave the house, and just generally don't smell good. And there was a lot of people like that.
By don't smell good, can you describe that?
Yo,
BO, sweat.
Cheetos.
Yeah, you gotta describe it. It's not even just like you
It's-
walk past them; you can smell them from a distance.
Yeah, it's
right?
like, and it's kind of worse in like because TwitchCon is packed. It's like a huge event,
Yeah.
so you don't know who it is. You can kind of
It's a mystery
take
as
a
well.
guess. You see like you can make some like kind of stereotypical assumptions, but you don't know who the
There's one
smelly
one
is.
thing I don't understand. This is a common thing that I've heard of all these like conventions that there's a lot of smelly people.
it's
that show up.
It's gaming things in general. Just
I
like
don't understand, man. If you can pay for it, how much was a ticket?
180. It depends if you stay the 3 nights or.
So you pay like around $200 for a ticket, but you can't fucking take 10 minutes out of your day to take a fucking shower.
It's really bad because like
Even a quick shower, you can't do that.
for every at like every gaming event they have like PSAs going out. Please shower, use deodorant, blah blah blah, use
Really?
soap. Like there's a lot of people tweeting it, a lot of people like sending messages, talking about it on stream. Like it's a problem. Like it's actually like it's a legitimate problem. Like how they say school shootings a problem. This is like a legitimate problem in the gaming community.
The fact you compare that's hilarious.
Aside from the negatives, what were some of the positives?
Positives, just like meeting streamers.
What did you enjoy there?
What did I enjoy? They had like Fallout 76 gameplay going on there.
Really? What is that game exactly?
Honestly, I've never played the Fallout, so I don't know. But it was like kind of like a free roam story mode type of game. Right? It looked pretty interesting, and they also had the Fortnite Invitational stream. Sorry,
what is that?
Tournaments. So Fortnite is a battle royale game, and
everyone knows who Fortnite is. You have to be under a rock
just for like people that don't know.
Is.
So they had 2 different tournaments. So the first tournament was the Stream Invitational, where they have 50 content creators and 50, I think, pros, right? And they just have a solo game and another solo and then duo game, and like they have money prizes for the winners and losers and stuff, or not losers, sorry, but like winners and like top placing people. Right. And then they have another tournament with like all 100 pro players or really good players. That's like you have to qualify for this at Twitchcon, and you have to play heats and like games and stuff, right? So and it's not like one game. You play like 6 games, and you have to like qualify off that. So, anyways, I don't know. That doesn't really matter, but it's just crazy that like I'm not sure the exact number, but it was like maybe 1.5 million for that one tournament, the pro one, which is like amazing. Like that's a lot of money,
ridiculous
right?
Amount, man.
First place team, they at minimum they make $400,000 for winning it, right? Then they can get bonuses for getting kills, blah blah whatever. But that's that's just.
I heard that a lot of those like you said, those content creators like Twitch streamers, they all show up to this event, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So this is another thing, another downside I would say, not for me personally, but for I would say streamers. Just if you're a girl, it's like you see a lot of girl streamers there, and some of them are attractive and stuff, and there's a lot of guys that just follow them around, and it looks really weird and awkward. And
what do you mean? What do you mean follow them around?
It's like they'll be walking around the convention center, and they're just following them. Literally,
like everywhere they go.
For the brief time I saw them,
doing what though? Like, are they trying to get an autograph, or are they just following them around and just staring at them?
More like staring.
It looked like staring. Maybe they're their security, quote unquote, but I don't know.
Security?
Probably not security.
Maybe they're their friends.
With that stench, no one's permeating that fucking layer.
Exactly.
Who were some like the main guy? Like Ninja came probably.
Ninja, yeah. Did you see him? I didn't see him, but I saw him on screen.
Oh, okay, because it's like guys like Nick 830 come.
You play games there?
Oh, sorry, this is like unrelated, but Nick 830. So what happened to him was he got on his flight to New York. Yeah. Oh no! So his flight from Nova Scotia to New York got delayed, and then he was sprinting across New York, like the flight or airport, and he missed the flight, so he couldn't go to TwitchCon.
Missed it, like
yeah. And then I was reading another story about someone. So there's a San Jose in Costa Rica as well. Someone booked their trip to Costa Rica, and they went to Costa Rica, San Jose, Costa Rica.
That is so funny.
A Twitch streamer did that.
Yeah.
What the?
Because even I like almost made that error. When I was booking the flight, I was just looking at San Jose, and I was like, "Why the fuck is there 2 San Joses?" So I was like, then it says like I think it said CO and then CA or something. So I was like, "Oh, okay, this makes sense."
I'd rather go to Costa Rica.
What else do you do at TwitchCon? You guys like play games there or something, or?
Mostly we just walked around and stuff. It was like way too many lines to like play games.
What kind of games? Like they have like unreleased games?
I don't really know. They had like League of Legends. They had Fortnite everywhere. Oh, yeah? They had Black Desert Online. You know what Black Desert is? I don't know.
What is that?
I don't really know what it is, but from what I was looking at, it was like 3v3 PV. Like you versus a team of 3v3 when you fight. It's like Street Fighter type of fighting, like
pretty
like
cool.
Upwards. I don't know. It looked cool, but I would never play it.
What else you guys do in San Jose? How was it?
Us three, we went out to. Honestly, we didn't do really much.
The weather good?
Yeah, the weather was really nice.
Partying, no nightclubs.
So we went.
Halloween.
Okay, we went to Dave and Buster's. We went to Dave and Buster's for the first night. Dave and Buster's is a really cool place, I would say.
What is it?
It's like a barcade type place.
A barcade.
Yeah.
Barcade.
So And they serve good food too.
Portmanteau.
Like it's like a restaurant, then the bar, or no, it's bar, restaurant, and then the arcade.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's all ages too. So for kids as well. So it's pretty cool.
Really? Even if it's the bar there? I guess it's a restaurant first.
That's why it's like separated, right? And then then we also went to a Halloween party, which, not being from San Jose, we fucked up and we just bought tickets to whichever one we thought was the coolest. We go there. There's a bunch of 40 and 50-year-old people there.
What's wrong with that?
That's hilarious.
Not my scene. I would say not my scene.
This guy pulled up thinking it's the most crazy party of the year, and he pulls up to fucking bingo night.
You know what actually happened? So we were sitting there, me and Herman, we were just contemplating. We're like, oh, which one should we go to? So you know how they say like, there's two choices. When you flip a coin in the air, you know what you want, like what's your favorite, right? So when I flipped in the air, I was like, when I flip in the air, say what you want, right, to him, and I said what I want, and we both said this place, right? And then we fucked up by not going to the other place, basically.
Yeah.
So
Maybe that place would have been worse. You don't know.
Yeah. You think
could it be worse?
Did you dress up though?
Yeah, I dressed up. I was a unicorn.
You don't need to lie to us, man. We know you were a furry.
I was thinking that. I was like, should I wear it to the convention center? But I'm like, fuck that. People would think I'm a fucking furry.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is a furry exactly?
So funny if you did that.
What is a furry? I think you're the expert on that, aren't you?
You're the one that was dressed in that costume, buddy. You tell me. That tail looked pretty fucking furry to me.
It's people that dress up in animal-like costumes, literally head to toe, and
have coitus.
that's it. They're weird. That's it.
What? That's it?
They also
I've been seeing a lot of this shit. You guys see those like you guys hear those like cringe compilations of this? What is that? TikTok, right?
Yeah.
What is that? What is TikTok exactly? It's like Vine.
TikTok is like Musically.
Oh my god.
So Musically was this app where you could sing lyrics to songs and you would like lip sync to them. But now TikTok has taken it one further, where they take audio clips of anything and you can just make a video on it. And
dude, the amount of old geezers on that site, like old men, you'll watch these cringy compilations and there's way too many fucking old men on a site that's supposed to be for fucking children, dude. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's a legit pedophilia zone, man. Well, there's a lot of videos about this stuff. Like, you can look into it.
I will look into it.
I wanted to just go back to TwitchCon. Sorry, real quick.
Go ahead, yeah. I don't apologize.
If you're gonna go to a like gaming convention, that's cool and all, but I would probably prefer to go to like something like E3 or like PAX or something. So but E3 is like invite only, right? I think.
I was giving you a question. Would you go back?
I would go back, yeah.
TwitchCon?
Yeah, but I think I would get a 1-day pass and be like more prepared. Like now we know, like, book Airbnb in advance, book whatever. I'll do this all. But it's like,
I guess like Comic-Con or something. I guess
even Comic-Con, like, but that's like Comic-Con is like
movies and
but it depends like what your target is to, right?
Yeah, true.
So I guess Comic-Con, obviously they don't drop trailers every day, right? It's like, if it's a multi-day event.
No, but I heard you gotta wait in line to get into Hall 3, I think it's called. I forget. That's where the hall is, and that's where all the stars of the movie show up.
Like that's
and
interviews, right?
Yeah, the panel interview.
Well, I've seen this on YouTube.
That's like the kind of shitty thing with all these conventions. Like you have to like line up real fast, otherwise you're gonna be waiting like
tent outside or something.
No, not like not to get into the convention, but even inside, there's like so many places like you want to visit and you want to do this, do that, meet this people. You have to like line up early.
Yeah,
and it's just
it's hard, especially if you're partying at night, right?
Like I went to like go meet this one guy. His name's Tyler One, and I was just standing in line, and it was like I didn't stand in line, but I went to the line, and like so they have like a long whatever line, and that was capped. Then they had another line like going outside, like after the cap, like going like it was long, like
around the building sort of thing.
Like it was in the building, but it was twice the long lineup. That was like that long lineup. It was like that long outside.
So they're two separate lines, and the second line was twice as long.
Yeah, they were like, we can try to get you guys in, but most likely you won't, because they had to have like a cap on like
training people starting in line for everyone, honestly.
And sorry, this is also another thing. But so Ninja, I don't know if you know these people, but Ninja, Dr. Lupo, Tim the Tap Man. These other two guys, but one guy's name is Action Jackson, and the other guy's Trevor May. He's a baseball pitcher, and he's a streamer. And like they're all friends. They did a roast of Tim the Tap Man, right? Yeah. And it like there was like so many viewers watching it, which is like insane, right? Like at Twitchcon it happened. But yeah.
What happened during Twitchcon? Happened during Twitchcon?
Yeah, it was like around the ending of it.
Is Ninja like the biggest Twitch streamer or like
probably the biggest? Definitely the biggest. Sorry.
Probably was. That's why it probably was so hard to see. Like he probably wasn't even doing meets, right?
I don't think he did meet and greet, but he probably did some informal stuff. But he had a lot of meetings and stuff to go to there because he's like.
Alrighty. Alright, so I guess that's it for the gaming. Today we talked a lot about conspiracy theories, right? About like the right wing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention
even JFK too.
Yeah, so we've been thinking about making a conspiracy episode for our podcast, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be called BCB Conspiracies.
Just add BCB in front of everything. So
that's our brand.
That's our brand.
BC Buds. But stay tuned for that. That's coming soon. Also start watching. If you're into sports, please watch our new show. It's called BC Sports.
Yeah, we talk about basketball, hockey,
UFC,
everything. Yeah,
we'll talk about anything. Literally anything that you guys are thinking about. We'll probably talk about it.
Anything that's relevant. But there won't be a BCB sports episode this week, but we'll have one next.
That's the thing with sports. Unless there's a big enough pool of things to talk about, we're gonna have to get very in depth. So that's not really. We don't really have a lot of material to work with because a lot of the things that are being said. I mean, you could just listen to like a local radio show to get that, right?
Something that we have like a really good opinion. We don't really want to get out there. If Jeff O'Neill says something really stupid.
We don't need to talk about that.
The podcasts are better. The podcasts are better if you have like stuff like to actually like discuss about, like not like just talking about like the cows firing at coach, something like that.
That was his episode.
See y'all.